Half the excitement of a camping trip in a restored vintage RV is getting there.
Take a look while we show you everything you need to know to make your towing journey a lot easier and fun.
So you're packed, your route is planned, and you're looking rad in your vintage shades. Now it's time to hit the road. Navigating on the fly with a trailer in tow is going to take some know-how. You've got to be aware of the rules of the road for trailering. Most states have special speed limits for trailers set at 55 or 60 miles per hour, and many require you to stay in the right lane on highways. When climbing hills, you always want to stay in the far right lane and use the 5-car rule, meaning you want to keep a distance equivalent to 5 cars between you and the vehicle in front of you. Remember, your vehicle will take longer to stop with a trailer in tow, and your back end is much longer, so use your mirrors and drive carefully. Generally, vintage trailers are not so large that you have to worry about clearances at overpasses or tunnels, but it's always best to know the total height of your trailer just in case. Try to avoid towing the trailer in high winds. If the highway patrol is reporting a high wind warning for high-profile vehicles, it's best to stay off the road until the warning is lifted.
One of the best parts about a road trip is stopping along the way. I love checking out the roadside attractions. They're almost as much fun as the camping itself is.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty cool sights out on the road, and there's something about camping in a vintage trailer that draws people in. When someone sees one of our vintage trailers, it's a showstopper.
Just make sure to pick trailer-friendly spots. You want to avoid stopping anywhere that has a small parking lot or narrow alleys. Also make sure there are no clearance issues. Historical landmarks and vintage diners make for great photos. Nothing looks cooler than a road trip selfie with your vintage trailer in the background. And don't be surprised when people stop and ask you about your trailer, or want their picture taken in front of it. It's part of the fun of being a vintage RV owner. When you're ready to hop back on the road after a pit stop, do a safety check around the trailer. You want to make sure your hitch is tightly latched and all chains are hooked up properly. And if you get tired along the way, pull over and rest. You've got a vintage hotel on wheels behind you at your disposal.
Our trailers have visited a lot of states over the years. That's the fun of owning a trailer. You can take home with you wherever you go. And there's a whole lot of roads to travel in America, and some pretty amazing pit stops.
Driving with a vintage trailer in tow gets you a lot of attention, so just go with it and have a blast along the way before you get to your destination.